Hello, my name is Dr. Caroline Hanson, and today I'm discussing my group's work to transform our lab manual for Anatomy and Physiology 1 into an experiential, skills-based, open educational resource. We undertook this project in order to develop a lab manual that integrates experiential learning activities into the anatomy and physiology labs. One important part of our project is to use feedback from past students who previously used the prior labs that can compare these older labs to the ones to develop the new lab manual. This perspective is given through our focus groups. Here's a little bit background information on our current lab manual. They are often, and I'm talking about the lab exercises, dry in information and focus on memorization. This information in these labs can be often obtained through a book or website. Our goal is to transform the lab manual into one that offers activities presented in a cohesive manner and cover topics in anatomy and physiology in a comprehensive manner. Since most of the students will venture into healthcare fields in this course, we also aim to make the labs clinically relevant, so focusing on real-world problems they encounter in such a career. As well, by these active learning labs, the manual will provide essential skills that develop teamwork, communication, and problem solving in our students. Our new lab manual is cohesive as every lab has a similar format, but each lab covers a particular topic in anatomy and physiology, such as the integumentary system or bone homeostasis. The format is that first there is a pre-lab that students complete with instructions on required readings that will prepare them for the pre-lab and lab. Then a lab activity that is summarized in addition to a list of healthcare skills practice and objectives, or after completing the laboratory activity, students should be able to know. Finally, the lab is present to do in the classroom with particular instructions for each one. Here's an example of a pre-lab activity where students are presented with a clinical scenario or case study. This would have been accompanied by required reading and what they are expected to know from that required reading. They are asked to complete questions based on the case, which guide them on a topic. In this example, they are learning about muscle fatigue. So they're presented with that scenario and then guided through the aspects of energy and muscle contraction with these questions. Here we find a summary of the healthcare skills and objectives for this particular lab. And you can see healthcare skills practice listed, an overall summary, and then after completing this laboratory activity, students should be able to. Next, we see an actual part of that lab. Usually they have different parts to them, not necessarily. Sometimes it's just one, it could be up to 3. Where in this particular one on muscle fatigue, students are asked to role play the assessment of a patient through a physical test. And in this, they are learning how to perform such test, communicate their findings while performing this test in a mock professional setting. Then they answer content questions and reflect on what they've learned in this particular lab and how that translates to healthcare. Students perform many, if not all, of the new labs that we have designed as a group. And we direct them how many people should be in this group. So usually they're small groups. One aspect to improve our development in these labs is to conduct focus groups on the lab with the focus group participants consisting of past Anatomy and Physiology 1 students to obtain their feedback on what they think about the new labs we are developing. We were able to conduct this in 18 of 26 of our labs because we do this per lab, new lab exercise. And focus group sessions were conducted for an hour where each focus group participants answered a survey. Then we recorded answers to open-ended questions in the remaining time. The number of students that volunteered for and participated in each session is shown here. We had an average of 7 participants for each session. One session in particular consisted of 1 participant, while another session in particular consisted of 12 as a maximum. But on average, you can see it was not that little or that many, so we felt confident that we would obtain substantial feedback from them. In the survey focus group, in the survey, focus group participants answered the following questions after having time to review the new lab. They were asked to strongly agree, or remain neutral, or disagree, or strongly disagree for each of these questions. And these are based on the laboratory materials that they had just removed for the new lab manual. So, for example, one question was the instructions to perform the laboratory activities were easy to follow. And you can see the other additional questions here. At the end, we also asked a question about reflecting on the knowledge that students gain from these laboratory activities will improve students' success in the course. And that's obviously something that's always in our mind for developing new activities. Here are more questions and in the survey, and we are asking the student participants how, in comparison, the lab activities that you did were to the ones you did previously. We also have an open-ended question here about why is it important that the laboratory materials for Biology 2251 can be an open educational resource domain. Some of the questions regarding comparison, like is the new material easier to follow than the previous? Is the new material more engaging, etc. Now we go back to the open-ended questions that were recorded in these sessions. And you can see we have here questions in which they were free responses, and we encouraged the students to answer the following questions. And we had much participation, but not every student answered every question. So, for example, what did you like about the new material better than the previous material? What aspects in the previous material were addressed better than the new material? How can the new course material be improved? How do you envision students using the skills taught in these activities? From our initial preliminary analysis of these open-ended questions and surveys, we found that the new material was well received due to relevant examples that directly tied theory to real-life situations, that the new material was more clear and detailed, and the students liked it, that it would be open access, and like the step-by-step and aspect and follow-up questions, and that new material included had more hands-on lab activity, so not as dry. Project, we have much to do to improve our labs exercises that we created. And one is looking at the focus group feedback, as well as faculty feedback and pilot lab feedback. So these new labs were conducted as pilot in 2 different sections of A&P. As well, we are making videos for faculty that are instructional to make sure that they are able to smoothly transition to the lab manual in their classroom next in the fall. Thank you.